Well, hello there and welcome back to round 14 of season 3 of this F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore for 31 laps of tonight's race, the longest race distance on the calendar, and I'm probably going to have some sweaty palms by the end of it. Just done all 3 practice sessions and used FP3 as a sort of a test session to see how the super soft tyres go, and I'm reckoning it should be a one-stop race unless I decide to go for a very aggressive two-stop, but the practice session's been okay, got perfect and everything. As you can see, we now got 432 resource points. After the qualifying in the race, I will have enough to do another minor upgrade. As for upgrades go, this minor one has obviously come in, as you can see there, and we're waiting for next week's, or next episode I should say, for hopefully this major one to come in. If it does, it should put us up just ahead of McLaren, which is nice, but we'll have enough to do one of these 2 minor upgrades after this race anyway. Moving on, gearbox. Obviously this is going to be the first event of this new gearbox, so it's only at 5%. In the power units, I'm now starting to struggle. I really do think I might have to take a 6 power unit for everything at some point. Well, not for everything, but for a few things. But to be honest with you, you know, there's no point taking 3 or 4 things. We'll be starting at the back. I might as well just take the whole lot on and probably change gearbox as well and get a new fresh gearbox in there. So we're sticking with units number 4, but as you can see, most of them are on the 30s or the 20s at the moment. So yeah, it's not looking too good. We're going to be a little bit down on power in both qualifying and race, but hopefully we'll get through to Q2 and maybe even Q3 as well, which is always the target. So we'll listen to the voicemail and see what that target is going to be. Qualifying 14th and beat Magnussen. Magnussen we know is only, I think we only need 2 points. Yeah, 2 points to see the rivalry off, so we'll be able to do that at some point in this episode. So yeah, we'll go to qualifying then, and we should be able to easily get through to Q2, so let's hope and pray that we do. Singapore's not one of my favourite circuits, but the conditions are going to be dry in both qualifying and the race, so there's going to be no nasty surprises. So yeah, we'll go to qualifying and see if we can get through into Q2. So there we go, then Q1 is completed, the 8th fastest time and on the super softs as well. So ignore the fact we're 1.7 seconds off of Raikkonen and pay attention to the fact that we're only 6 tenths off of Hamilton and 7 tenths off of Vettel. So very happy with that. Ocon's done very well to get up into 2nd place as well. But look at that, nearly 9 tenths between Raikkonen and Ocon. So Kimi's probably a force to be reckoned with at Singapore. Alonso's also pulled a blinder from somewhere to get 9th place in Q1 on the ultra soft, so he's safely through to Q2. The 5 drivers that are out then: Palmer, Van Dorn, Verline, Stroll and Magnussen, believe it or not. So that will definitely then be the rivalry put away with. We're safely through to Q2. We've obviously saved a set of ultra softs as well, and yeah, I reckon I could probably have found maybe another 5 or 6 tenths in that, so that would probably put us well ahead of Perez, maybe just in the back of Ricciardo. So promising start here then to Singapore. So we'll go to Q2 and hopefully we can get through to the top 10 shootout. So then, genuine pace we seem to have here at Singapore. Q2 has ended in 4th place, just under 3 tenths away from Vettel. Raikkonen though, super soft tyres, less than a tenth away, so I think Kimi is still the man to beat. But he'll be starting the race then on the super soft tyres. Everyone else inside the top 10 will be on the ultras. Ocon, who was 2nd, has dropped down to 5th place, and it's Sainz, Grosjean, Alonso in 13th, Hulkenberg 14th, and Felipe Massa in 15th that have been eliminated. So we'll move through to Q3, fresh set of ultra soft tyres. I don't think we can challenge for pole because I think Kimi's probably got that one locked down, but we've got a possibility here of maybe snatching a top 5, so we'll go ahead and see if we can do it. So here we go then, the last car across the line. Can we do a miracle? Well, there we go then, 6th place on the grid. Very happy with that performance. Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen and Raikkonen, who's absolutely fluffed his Q3, and I would have put him as odds on for pole position, but he'd be starting on the same row as us, row 3, and we're ahead of both the Force Indians, Ocon and Perez, Ricciardo and Kvyat as well in the Toro Rosso. So 6th place then, unless there's any penalties for anyone above us. Very happy with that. Let's hope we can keep it clean for the longest race on the calendar. So the resource points, this will be the mandatory 105 because we managed to get through to Q3 and do quite well. So 557 on that. The rivalry update, this will be now completed on way. So we've already managed to see off Magnussen in the best part of about 5 or 6 races. Team approval has gone up a little bit as well with the excellent qualifying, but we've still got a way to go to get it back up to the maximum in the purple. So we'll listen to the voicemail then. Race objective, this might be about 9th place like it was last time out. or 11th place. That's okay. So score a point and we'll hit our targets. Very nice indeed. Not much else to look at then. So we'll go to the track. We'll have a look at the race strategy, see what it's all about, and then get the race on the go.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Kimi Räikkönen, and Sauber, Ocon, Perez, Ricciardo, and Daniel Kvyat. Grosjean, Alonso, Nico Hülkenberg, and Massa, Palmer, Van Dorn, Pascal Wehrlein, and Kevin Magnussen. Stroll and Carlos Sainz starts from the back of the grid.
So a couple of penalties for Stroll and Sainz. Sees them start on the back row of the grid together, but it doesn't change us. We start in 6th place. So race strategy. Oh, 2 stops it's saying. Okay, we are starting on a used set of ultras. We'll bump the fuel up straight away. Might go for 6 laps of fuel. Okay, I think there might be a bit of scope here to maybe do an ultras onto a soft. It will depend. I mean, if it's saying a used set of ultras that we're using qualifying will take us to lap 9, and then a fresh set will take us to lap 18, another 9 laps. I reckon, well, if we pit at the end of lap 10, it's 21 laps on a set of softs, and it's saying 13 for supers. So it does look like being a 2-stop race, which is going to be very interesting. The best way to do it, really, as we're locked into starting on the qualifying set of ultras, is to just wing it, just to see how long and how far we can take the ultras by pushing as well, because I don't want to be easing off if it's a bit pointless. So I'm going to have to push in this race, and maybe I can make them last a little bit longer and maybe do the 1-stop ultras onto the softs. But we're not going to go for the 3-stop, even though it's 9 seconds slower. But it's saying 7 laps, 7:10. God, they'd spend more time in the pits than you would in the track, wouldn't you? So it looks like then the selected strategy is that one there. We may eke it and change it during the race. But as far as I'm concerned, it does look like being a 2-stop unless something else happens. Might be a safety car as well mid-race. It could change things up. I don't know. But we'll go ahead. We'll get the formation up out the way and then get this race on the go. So here we are then, round 14 on the grid, 6th place. We've got the inside line, build the revs, keep it clean to turn 1, lights are out now, straight into rich mix. It's not the best start in the world. Ocon's already got past us, and here comes Perez into turn 1. Oh, and the Force Indians have made contact. Why am I not surprised by that? Up the inside of Ocon. Oh, that's late on the brakes. We're back up to P6. So that one completed. We are where we started. Apologies in advance. My car's ride height is incredibly low. So seizure warning is in effect. Down into turn, I don't know. We're going to go up the inside. No. Oh, he's locked up though. That might give us an opportunity. It has. He's run wide. P5. Thank you very much. So into lap 6 then, Bottas, who is in 3rd place, has made his early pit stop, which leaves me with Räikkönen. So that's early from Bottas there, so maybe he's going for the 3-stop, not too sure. But our pace is really, really good, to be honest. You can see on the mini-map there just how far back Verstappen and everyone else is, and we are legitimately on the pace of Ferrari and Mercedes here. So into lap 8 now. One thing I have noticed, our engine is getting rather warm, which will probably happen after I've spent the majority of this race less than a second away from Räikkönen. The other Mercedes made a pit stop, Hamilton, so this is up to 3rd at the moment. And we're getting close to making our pit stop as well. So we're now pitting at the end of this lap for a set of super soft tyres. Didn't know where the line was, but we're in now. Yeah, so it's either a set of super soft tyres or a used set of ultras. All our ultras are used, unfortunately, from qualifying. They only have about 4 or 5% on them. So we'll do as long as we can on these supers and then go to the ultras towards the end of the race. So we're out in 16th place. Hamilton is just ahead of us, not too sure where Bottas is. I think he might have got the jump on us because he pitted it in lap 5, which kind of points to me that he's probably planning a 3-stop here. coming in to start lap 10, 1/3 distance. Hamilton is ahead of us, and ahead of him is Verline and then Bottas. So these guys have been stuck in traffic since making a pit stop. So this is a great opportunity to get ahead of possibly both of them here. Cheeky move on Hamilton. Oh, we get very close. I squeeze him out and we're through. It's a great move, really. So I need to get ahead of Sainz as quickly as possible, really, to try and put a little bit of daylight between myself and Hamilton behind. I'm not too sure where I'm going to be able to do it. Here we'll do. Blinder of a move. So fastest lap of the race, which is nice. And Martin is coming out the pits and just behind us on the soft tyres, so he's one stopping, supers to softs. And our pace around the Mercedes guys, who are on the ultras, don't forget, is fairly balanced at the moment. So we're legitimately fighting. Oh, as we brush the wall, no damage though. As we're legitimately fighting the Mercedes and the Ferraris here, which is always nice to see. Just done that in time. Unfortunately, we've managed to clip the wall and damage our front wing, which means that a near perfect 18 laps now comes to an end. We've come in early. We're going to change the strategy onto another set of super softs. Hamilton there is going to get the jump on us. However, Vettel has an engine problem, so hopefully that keeps going for the end of the race. So this has put us out of sync a little bit. So then coming in to start lap 21, back up to 7th place at least, stuck behind Massa, who I assume won't be pitting again as he's on the soft tyres. So I need to get past this Williams as quickly as possible, I should say, because he's holding us up here. I'll have him here. Nice, up to P6 then. So into lap 23, Verstappen's just coming out the pits now on a set of ultra soft tyres, but up to 5th. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, look at that, the safety car has just come out. Palmer's crashed. So this makes things a bit interesting now. The safety car's just come out behind us, which means we've got to it's gonna be out for a few laps now. I don't know whether to pit or not. I don't think it'll be worth it. So there we go, we've now caught the safety car, and it's going to be lap 27 in a second out of 31, so now it's a waiting game to see when this safety car goes back in, and then we'll have probably a 3 or 4 lap sprint to the end. Okay, so the safety car is in this lap, we've got enough fuel. This is the situation, we've got to keep Verstappen behind us, and we've got to get ahead of Hamilton to have a chance at Ocon for a podium. So I think I'm going to need maximum concentration for the last 3 laps, which means I'm going to go silent, and hopefully we can end up on the podium. Oh, we got so close. We got so close. I reckon another lap I would have been able to do it. But great move on Hamilton towards the end there. We tagged Ocon with a few corners to go, unfortunately. But yeah, I just had to mute my mic and not talk and just absolutely concentrate for that little free lapper at the end there. But Raikkonen's won. Vettel in second. Ocon then takes the final podium spot. And we're in fourth, so it's a good result nevertheless. I think we could have had the podium, to be honest with you. Damaging our wing when we did and losing a bit of time, would it have made much difference? I don't think so, really. The safety car made it look like we might have missed out on a win or a podium or something, but to be honest, all three of them drivers were quite far up the road before the safety car, so we were quite fortunate in the end, but we managed to hold off Verstappen and get the jump on Hamilton. Massa and Alonso have done well, 7th and 8th places. Massa with the one-stop strategy, Perez 9th, and Bottas after his 3 stops picks up the final point. We've got Magnussen, Kvyat, Verline in 13th, Ricciardo down in 14th, Sainz, Van Dorn, Hulkenberg and Stroll, and it was Grosjean and Palmer that failed to finish the race. So we'll look at the standings then. It's all changed at the top then. 16 points still between them, but Vettel now takes the lead. Raikkonen second, Bottas drops down to third, Hamilton to fourth. We stay in 8th place, but we've now got 16-point cushion over Ocon, even though he finished ahead of us, and we're just 24 points behind Verstappen as well. And I'd like in Season 4 to be maybe getting ahead of the Red Bulls, but for now, holding off Ocon is the main objective. Massa, another points finish, moves on to 13th. Same for Alonso with 16th, and 3 drivers still get to score: Stroll, Verline and Van Dorn. In the Constructors, Ferrari take the lead thanks to their 1-2 and Mercedes 5-10, I think it was in the end. They now lead by 26 points. Red Bull safe in third. Force India are creeping up on them though, but we are very safe in 5th place, 22 points ahead of Renault. We've got Haas, Toro Rosso on 16, Williams now on 11 and McLaren on 8. So the resource points, let's have a look. 110, I think the most you can get is 125. We only gained 2 positions against qualified, but we qualified 6th, finished 4th. I mean, it's nothing to be shouted about, is it? Let's look at the first driver bonus then, another 58.725 in total. The team approval continues to skyrocket with a lot of the teams. Ferrari, it hasn't though, surprisingly. And the career score for the weekend, this will be healthy in all sessions, so definitely over the 10,000 mark. 14,300 exactly, very nice indeed, brings our season total up to 166. And we haven't got a classic car event, so all that's left to do now then is go to the R&D tree, over to the powertrain. We've got 725, so we can either do this, the fuel consumption, or more engine power. To be honest, we need power more than anything else. Mind you, we've got a couple of majors down there. That's a major, that's a major, so if we can get this done, yeah, it might give us an opportunity to get some of the more majors done, so we'll get this one done then. Improvements to the fuel injection system directs fuel flow more efficiently, which results in better fuel economy. Very nice indeed. So we'll get that developed, and as long as that and the major upgrade come in, that should put us comfortably ahead of McLaren. Leaves us with 125 resource points. As for the first drive bonus, stuff like that, first drive bonus, we still got to do 12 more races to get 15% and 4 more upgrades, classic car events to get the ultimate upgrade. So both of these I think will come in probably mid-season in Season 4, which is a shame, but nevertheless still very good. So yeah, overall a very pleasing weekend. We were very good in the 3 practice sessions. Qualifying was brilliant, 6th place. Possibly could have had a podium, but you know, I think the safety car kind of saved us a little bit. I think we were looking at probably odds of maybe 5th or 6th place before it. So I'm very happy with 4th place. It's nice to bounce back after the disappointment of Monza last time out. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. The longest race of the calendar is now over and done with. We only made a couple of little mistakes really in that race. So to come away with 4th place and 12 points is really, really good. So thank you very much for watching this episode, and hopefully I'll see you all for the next one very soon.